Have you ever heard the saying, "We are not alone"? It usually conjures up images of little green men in flying saucers. However, some believe a different kind of extraterrestrial being walks among us. Reptilians. These creatures, as the theory goes, are not content with simply visiting Earth, they want to rule it. Reptilians are often described as humanoid beings with reptilian features. Think scales, slitted pupils, and a fondness for cold-blooded control. They are intelligent, powerful, and incredibly adept at disguising themselves as humans. Their goal? To manipulate human society from the shadows, pulling the strings of governments, economies, and even our beliefs. Sounds like something out of a science fiction movie, right? That's what many people think. But for believers of the reptilian conspiracy theory, it's a terrifying reality. They claim these creatures are already here, hiding in plain sight and controlling our world. One of the most intriguing aspects of the reptilian conspiracy theory is the idea of shape-shifting. Proponents believe that these reptilian beings can perfectly mimic human appearances. This allows them to move undetected among us, holding positions of power and influence. How do they do it? The details are murky. Some believe it involves advanced technology, perhaps holographic projections or even genetic manipulation. Others claim it's a form of psychic ability, a kind of mental projection that creates a convincing human illusion. This supposed ability to shapeshift is central to the reptilian conspiracy. It explains how these creatures could control our world without ever revealing their true nature. It also fuels the paranoia, as anyone from your neighbor to world leaders could theoretically be a reptilian in disguise. No discussion about reptilians would be complete without mentioning David Icke, the theory's most prominent proponent. A former sports broadcaster, Icke rose to prominence in the 1990s with his book The Biggest Secret. In it, he laid out his belief in a race of reptilian humanoids controlling the world. Icke's theory, while controversial, resonated with many. He offered a framework for understanding the world's problems, blaming them on a hidden enemy pulling the strings. He pointed to ancient myths and religious texts as evidence, claiming they hinted at the existence of these reptilian overlords. Icke's work, while lacking in concrete evidence, provided a voice to the reptilian conspiracy theory. He brought it into the public consciousness, sparking debate and discussion that continues to this day. If you believe the conspiracy theorists, reptilians are not hiding in the shadows. They are out in the open, disguised as the world's most powerful and influential figures. Politicians, royalty, celebrities, even religious leaders, all are potential suspects in the eyes of a reptilian believer. The logic is simple. Who has the most power and influence over human society? Those at the top. Therefore, it stands to reason that these positions of power would be the most desirable for a race of beings seeking to control humanity. This belief leads to a constant scrutiny of public figures. Any perceived slip-up, any unusual behavior, or even a fleeting facial expression can be interpreted as evidence of their reptilian nature. The reptilian conspiracy theory might seem like a modern phenomenon, but its roots run deep into human history. Ancient cultures across the globe have myths and legends featuring reptilian beings, often depicted as powerful deities or supernatural creatures. Consider the ancient Sumerian god Enki, often depicted as a serpent or dragon, or the serpent god Apophis in Egyptian mythology, a symbol of chaos and disorder. Even the Bible features a serpent, tempting Eve with forbidden knowledge in the Garden of Eden. While these myths can be interpreted in various ways, reptilian conspiracy theorists see them as evidence of a long-standing connection between humans and reptilian beings. They argue that these ancient stories are not mere fables, but rather distorted memories of a time when reptilians openly ruled the Earth.